Well, it's only been a few days. The car's been sitting in the garage, and somehow something else has already gone bad. Well, go to fire the car up, nothing but clicks. And I charge the car up, and about 2 days later, all good. The next day, just clicks. Check the battery out. Battery's pretty much about the end of its life, and conveniently, I'm out of my warranty area on my AAA battery. Yeah, I know AAA batteries are stupid expensive, but I'm grandfathered in, been with them for like 15 years, so I get a free battery replacement once a year. Well, what I ran into, I used that battery replacement a couple of years ago, and then the wife's really expensive AGM battery went out in her car a couple of weeks later. So I've learned the car that sits in the garage half the year is probably not going to get the AAA replacement battery because I don't use it for daily use. Now, this battery is massive, and to be honest with you, it's pretty heavy. Weighs in at like 36.2 pounds.
Boy, that's a fat old cat.
With that being said, I thought to myself, hey, maybe I'll go to another lightweight battery, like I did the Odyssey PC680. The only problem I had with that was I started having issues with that battery, and they're just expensive to replace. Super expensive. Well, at least for me, because I'm cheap, Just say it. So I start checking out the old grassroots forums and stuff, and I'm like, hey guys, what do you guys use that's readily available at any time for a 12-volt battery that doesn't have to be for anything that's driven, 24/7? So these were a couple of things that they come up with. Number one was a Power Sport battery. They're an AGM, they're lightweight, and AGM, absorbent glass mat, by the way. And they're pretty much positionable in any direction. But some of them still hit that $60 to $100, $120 mark just for the cold cranking amps that I need, which it's not really much, but I still like to have a little something more than just a Power Sport battery. So then I ran across this one guy, and he's cracking me up because you could literally read the twang in his messages that he was replying with. And he said, man, I use an old, lawn and tractor battery. And I said, well, yeah, but how much, weight-wise, how much are those? So I happened to go to Walmart and grab a scale from the home department and went over to the battery rack and started weighing batteries. And this is what I come up with. U1 battery. Now, it has some funky battery terminals on it, but we can definitely get around that. Now, that battery comes in at 300 cold cranking amps, which when I had the PC680, it come in right at, I believe it was like 270, somewhere around there. The PC680 with the aluminum bracket that came with it, I weighed it. It come out right at just a hair above 15 pounds, right at almost 16 pounds. Now, this battery, when I weighed it, it actually come up to 17 pounds.
Well, that's just a damn baby.
Here are those terminals I was talking about, how they're just kind of like a square hole here, but they're nice and thick. Because I did look on like Amazon for other, battery replacements and stuff, but these were really thin. I also looked at the orientation between the positive and the negative and wanted to make sure that I could orientate the battery in a stock location the same way. Yes, I know it before anyone says it. I know I can relocate the battery to the trunk, go with a bigger battery, whatever, add that weight to the back of the car for, weight transfer. But that includes a bunch more wiring, a safety cutoff switch I'd have to mount to the rear of the vehicle for, the racetrack, and just a bunch of headaches I don't really want to dig into yet. So I figured, why do that when I can put this in the stock location? It will be just fine. And this battery was only $39. And then you may ask, like, Chris, how do you fix the battery terminal end? Well, that's actually pretty simple too. First and foremost, these stock battery terminals just aren't the best anyway. They're just not. It's just a crimp and, it's just not what I like. But what is nice is the fact that this has this piece in here that threads in. All I would really have to do is cut that off right there, and this will bolt into here and pinch this between it, and it'd be pretty much game on. Now this is what a stock size battery looks like fitting in the battery tray. And this is what this little guy comes in at. I mean, there's plenty of room, locations you can mount it. Probably try to go ahead and put the J-hook on one side through here, and then I'll drill through into the sheet metal and stuff here and hold it down that way. Still use the stock battery tray. Now the reason for that is, if I want to go back, I still have the stock battery tray and everything's still in location, so I don't have to worry about anything missing anything. Now I know it doesn't seem like much, but since I don't use the vehicle for daily abuse, I might as well throw a cheaper battery in there, something I can just go grab at any time. Yes, I know a stock battery I can too, but we're going to enjoy this thing at the racetrack, so why not throw a $39 battery in there? And we also saved right at 20 pounds. And thus far, in the weight savings category, since I changed the exhaust up, went back to a bumper exit, and this battery, we're saving right at 50 pounds off the car from when we went to the racetrack last year. It weighed in with 3/4 tank of gas at exactly 3,100 pounds. So if my Ricer math, serves me right, we should be obviously under that mark. So I'm thinking around 3,050. But I've still got other stuff inside the interior that I'm going to strip out too. No lie, I can't make this up. This threaded rod right down here actually threads in beautifully to the stock threaded hole location of the factory battery tray. Alright, so I figured out where I was going to drill. Just drilled right into here, right in through underneath the sheet metal. This right here, just run straight through, thread it down, put a nut on the bottom of that. And this side will be the one I'll loosen up to remove the battery if and when. Now we're going to basically modify these terminals to where they'll just bolt on here, and game on. Now this cable will be leaving, as well as the stereo system, because that's another way we're going to lose some weight. And just like that, she's done. I think my favorite part about being a shade tree mechanic is the fact that you can take nothing and turn it into something. Doesn't matter what it is. You can always find a way for it to benefit you. And I think that's my favorite part of making, all these videos on this channel is it's just fun. It's enjoying it. Enjoying whatever I think of doing. So there we have that. Now let's hook it up and see how she does to start it. I'd say that's a success right there. Now we're just going to make sure everything's all good and buttoned up. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. The next video, we're going to be dropping more weight so we can try to get this thing in the 11s this year.